Hello everyone and welcome back to the Galactopod, where we talk about a galaxy worth of different topics. My name is Nico.
My name is Logan.
And I was convinced by Logan.
Yes, we have our first ever filler episode today.
I wouldn't say it was a filler episode, but I'm sure most of you at this point have seen the Green Lantern teaser that has come out.
No. There's no green.
Or, yeah, there's no green. But the Lanterns teaser that has come out, a lot of people have been talking about it. And in order to kind of talk about Green Lantern, we have both gone back and rewatched Ryan Reynolds' the 2011 Green Lantern movie to see, because some people were going back and they're like, was the movie really that bad? And so he convinced me to go back and watch it to review it.
Ryan Reynolds live streamed himself watching it, and I think 2021.
Yeah, I don't want to see that live stream. But anyways, so that's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna basically do like a big just Green Lantern episode. We're obviously gonna be reviewing this movie, and then we're gonna talk about the teaser, what we liked from the teaser, what we didn't like from the teaser, what we want from the show, how the show can be different or in some ways the same as the movie based on what we want. But we'll get to that when we get to that. First, we actually have to review this. It's definitely a movie. I'll say that.
It is a movie. It is a movie of all time.
A movie of all time. Okay. I don't know about you. It's probably not that surprising. I don't have a lot of pros. Would you want to start with pros or cons?
We can start with pros. 'Cause I have a few decent ones.
Really? Okay.
I have a few decent ones.
Okay.
I have a few decent ones.
Before we do that, we obviously have to give our ratings. So, are you ready?
Okay, yeah.
Okay, these are our ratings for the 2011 Green Lantern movie that I was forced against my will to watch. 3, 2, 1, 1 out of 10.
It was not a 1.
I gave it a 1 out of 10.
That is an exaggeration.
What is your score?
I have it as a 6. It was
Oh
not close to a 1. It was nowhere close to a 1.
Wow. Okay.
No, because that's actually bad, because Ryan Reynolds himself, who openly has hated on that movie in a different movie, went back and watched it and said, it wasn't even that bad.
It was that bad.
No, it was not.
It was actually worse than I remember it being.
It was not.
Let me hear your pros. I want to see why you think it's a 6.
Okay, one, there was multiple actually good things about I'll start with, I think Sinestro, other than like one or two writing decisions they made, Sinestro did very well in that movie. Like, especially there's the scene where Hal and this was arguably my favorite scene in the movie, when Hal goes up to the my favorite interaction between these two in the movie. But when Hal goes up to the Guardians and the Council, and he basically has the balls to go up there, even though I don't like that he did that. If you notice, that's the first time Sinestro addresses Cal as a Green Lantern, because it's like, damn, you really had the balls to come up here in front of the Guardians and cut me off as the captain of the Guardians.
I mean, yeah, I guess that was cool, but there was also so many other problems I had with that scene.
No, I hated that scene, but we'll talk about that later.
So, but I'll talk about this later. Any point you're about to bring up, I feel like, okay, there wasn't not good stuff in this movie. The problem was that anytime they did anything remotely good, it was just followed by some of the worst shit you've ever seen. But I'll give my first one.
Do you have 3?
I only have 3. Yeah. I think he definitely has his moments where I'm like, I don't know if I see it, but on the whole, I think just strictly in terms of acting, Ryan Reynolds did a decent job of portraying Hal Jordan.
I don't think it was a Ryan Reynolds thing, not being Hal Jordan. I think it was a writing thing, because they were trying to do that weird character.
It could have been a writing thing, but there were certain moments where I was like, I don't know if I see it. But there were other moments where I'm like, okay, he's doing okay.
Yeah. Okay, my next thing, and I have this, I'm gonna read to exactly what I have written down here. Had flying down pat looking at you, DCU Lanterns.
You think they had flying down pat?
I think the flying looked very good, especially in comparison to the fucking DCU we've seen from the Lanterns so far. Whether it's Guy Gardner or the clips we've seen of Hal Jordan from the Lanterns teaser, even that small little 2-second clip, the flying is so much better in this, and the actual maneuverability we see, Sinestro backflipping off a ledge to go into his flight and stuff like that, different scenes like that.
Wasn't that Hal doing that when he was talking to Carol?
Oh, they both did it at different points in the movie.
Oh.
I'm talking about after Sinestro whooped Hal's ass.
Oh. I mean, I guess, yeah, I thought the flying was decent. There was one when he first learned how to fly and he started doing like all like the plane moves next to what is his name? Tenor Law. What is his name?
Tenor Law or Tenora, something like
I
that.
don't know, something like that. But like you know what I'm talking about when he did like all the spins and stuff. I thought that like looked good. But
yeah.
I guess I'll give you that one. I'll give my next one. I'm already running out.
I'm also almost running.
I thought the combat scene where Hal is introduced to Sinestro was okay. Now, when I say it was okay, I'm still struggling to even say it was good. I just don't think it was terrible.
Yeah.
I thought Kilowog was decent, even if he was a bit over the top and corny. And Sinestro's portrayed pretty well. I thought Sinestro probably had, like,
Sinestro,
front to back, probably the best performance throughout the movie.
The only thing I didn't like about Sinestro... Actually, I'll talk about that later. Never mind.
Sinestro had, like, from front to back in terms of just strictly performance, I think he had the best performance front to back throughout the movie.
Okay, yeah. Here's what I will say. This is just a really small one. Just the music in the movie, especially at the start of the movie. I feel like it did. It was like... It was nothing. It wasn't anything crazy, but it was like it was placed well, and it felt like it fit the vibe of the scene pretty decently. But like, here's my thing: when I'm doing ratings for these shows, you have to consider like when you're rating for shows in movies, I consider a 7 an average show. Because like it's different from different stuff. Like normally you could say 5, but a 7 is an average show.
I don't know. For me, like a 6 is more average. 7 is like you're giving me
because
something.
You gave Stranger Things season 5 a 5.5.
Yeah, because I thought it was terrible.
Yeah, exactly.
I
didn't think it was Stranger Things season 5.
I think it was.
No, it was not. I can promise you it wasn't.
I think it was.
With how bad the writing was in this movie, it was still better writing than anything we saw in season 5.
I think it still was, man. But I'll give my last pro. At the beginning, I wasn't that big on the Carol and Hal dynamic, but it became incrementally better throughout the movie.
I had that written down here. I'm like, I don't know to put it in a pro or con because the chemistry is so bad at the start of the movie.
It was so bad.
But towards the end, the chemistry got a lot. Like the chemistry when he first showed up to her like balcony as Green Lantern, that was fire.
Yeah, that was good. There was
Also, is this the movie that they met?
No.
They were already like dating at this point.
Dude, yeah, they literally say multiple times they've known each other since they were like kids.
I don't pay attention to celebrities, bro.
No. Oh, you talking about the actors?
Yes, the actors.
Oh, I don't know about that. I thought you meant the characters.
No, like Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds.
Oh, no, I don't fucking know about that. But, yeah, I don't know. I think, at the beginning...
It was the chemistry at the back.
That scene where they were introduced, like when they were, like, in, like, the locker room before they go out for the... I thought, like, wow, this is like some CW level writing of dialogue. Like, it was really bad. They had some better scenes as it go on. I do have some stuff to say about Carol though later on. I think their dynamic specifically got better as the movie went on.
This is a very small thing, and I don't know if this is in the comics or not. But Carol's what do they call him in the Air Force tag name? Mm-hmm. Being Sapphire. I like that because obviously in the comics,
she becomes Star Sapphire. Yes. But
okay, and here's my last one, and you might disagree with this one. Okay, so the main human villain, what was his name? Howard?
Oh my god.
I feel like
don't do it.
I don't like no, I'm not gonna say I don't like the writing for his role, but I feel like the actor did a good job giving what he had.
Bro.
Like he did that like creepy fucking loser guy so well.
I guess.
Do you think that's not wrong? You can't say that. He did that creepy loser guy like pretty much perfectly.
I mean, I guess, bro. I don't fucking...
Like, you can disagree with the writing for the character, but the actual acting you can't disagree with. That dude did that role good. He had a fucked up hairline, but he did that role.
I mean, yeah, I thought the acting was, like... I thought it was okay. I don't think it was bad.
I thought it was actually pretty good. I mean, I don't think the writing for his character... I don't think him turning into
His name is Hector.
Hector. Okay, yeah. I don't think him turning into Stephen Hawking with the signature head lean halfway into the movie was anything good. But, like...
I have a lot to say about that character.
I do as well, but, like, I feel like the actual act... Like, I think the writing for him was god-awful, but I think the acting that he portrayed in that writing was good.
Okay. I mean, I don't know. I think it was okay. Like, I think it was, like... just tolerable. I
I
could see why you think it would be good.
I think he was
also
better
think
than
that,
Blake
like,
Lively in the movie.
Yeah, I'll give you. But like, in terms of just strictly acting, I still think the writing is just not nearly. I'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
Do you wanna start with cons, or should I start with my first con?
You can start.
Okay. We have approximately 30 minutes to talk about these cons. I might need more than that. I'll start with something basic. Even for 2011, the CGI and visual effects for this movie are genuinely so fucking dog shit.
No, I'm gonna give you two exceptions though.
The opening sequence.
That was really bad.
Hold on. The opening sequence of the movie has all these things going on in space explaining like the mythos of Green Lantern. And like when you watch it, it literally took me like a solid like 20 minutes to get through this like 7-minute sequence, because it's literally just one goy slop CGI render to the next. It's like bro, the first time you see Parallax, I'm so serious when I say this, it felt like it was out of like an Xbox 360 rendered cutscene. Like it was so bad.
That's not what Xbox 360 graphics are better than that, bro. I had one for 8 years. I noticed.
Dude, no, because you know what it reminded me of? You know those Xbox 360 games that would have like terrible graphics,
yeah.
But then you'd get like the preloaded cutscenes that would be like somewhat better, but like it still looked bad. Yeah. That's what it reminded me of. It reminded me of. It reminded me like the God of War games. Like the normal graphics would be terrible, and then you get like a fucking like a HD fucking cutscene that's still not even that good.
Here's my two exceptions for the CGI, and that's one, the flying that I already talked about, and I think specifically the blasts from the ring, not the constructs, but specifically the blasts. Specifically the blasts.
I don't even know if I agree with that, to be honest.
Specifically that was the only thing I liked about the Abin Sur scene, is how like he looked when he was like flying down and when he would blast with the ring.
No, bro, there was a time I kept laughing at this movie, dude. There was a time when Abin Sur was getting like chased by Parallax. And he goes down like this like tube thing.
And he like, the way he landed.
And the way he lands, it's such like an obvious CGI render, bro. He lands and he just goes like oh my god, the fucking pose he does is so stupid.
He like instantly lands in like a karate pose.
Oh my god, it was so bad. I just constantly found myself laughing at the dumb shit in this movie, bro. But okay, give your next con.
Okay, this is gonna be off the back of what you said. The CGI for Parallax specifically.
Dude, I thought it was way worse than just Parallax, but I mean, yeah, Parallax was terrible.
No, Parallax was the worst part to me.
Parallax was very bad. You won't catch me disagreeing with that.
Especially
Parallax was so bad.
Especially the beginning sequence. I will say, like, when they had the shots of him where he was just floating around space, it wasn't the worst. But the beginning...
Nah, bro, it was still pretty bad.
It was still pretty bad, but like,
I'll tell you this.
Comparatively.
Every single time he spoke, it felt disgusting.
Dude, oh my god.
Because it felt like the voice did not match up with the lips.
Yeah.
And it was bad.
When he got down to Earth and like he was like going through the city and his face just pops up out of the cloud. I was like, I don't know about that.
Dude, I don't know how you gave this a 6, bro.
No, because it's not a god-awful movie. Like, there's a lot of... It's not. It is still an enjoyable movie to watch.
No, dude. I'll say this now.
You went into this with the most negative mindset.
No. I'll say this now. I did try to go into it with like a more like positive mindset, because I was disappointed by the Lanterns teaser. So I was like, you know what? I haven't seen this movie in forever. Let me try to give it a chance. This movie has less than 2 hours of runtime. It genuinely took me like around 3 hours to get through it.
See, now you're just lying.
No, I swear on my mother's life.
It's not the lie about that.
On my mother's life.
Let me read the text you sent me. Let me read the text you sent me before you started the movie. I can't believe I let you convince me to do this fucking movie. I'm not even 3 minutes in and I'm already struggling.
Yeah, because that was the beginning fucking sequence, which I'm about to talk about, that I thought was terrible in every single way. That's what I'm about to talk about. And also, I sent that after I had already started watching the movie. So it's not like I went into it thinking like fucking da-da-da-da. I went into it thinking, okay.
No, like this was...
I'm going to hope for a 6 out of 10.
This was, unironically, this was more enjoyable than Stranger Things Season 5. At least Volume 2 of Season 5. Take the Sorcerer episode out. This is better than Stranger Things Season 5.
I mean, I guess, dude. But like, then again, it's like the entirety of Season 5 has a few moments that are just way better than everything in this. So it's just like, Yeah, even though it's still
Yeah, but all
dog
those moments are in
shit,
the
I still
torture
think it
episode.
earns a 5.5 compared to this being a 1, arguably a 2 if I'm feeling generous. Genuinely.
That low.
No, it is that low for me.
No, because I'm gonna make you watch an actually 1 out of 10 movie, and then I'm gonna hear what you have to say about it.
No, bro, this is okay. I'll get my next one, and this is gonna be talking about the beginning sequence. And okay, I don't know whose idea it was to drop the most massive exposition dump in the first scene of the fucking movie.
Yeah, it was literally
covering every single big part of the Lantern mythos as the very first part of the movie. When has that ever worked?
Yeah, literally the only thing they didn't cover. That, like, I was like wondering. I'm like, why would you start with Parallax? Why would that?
It's some of the dumbest. Like, it's like the biggest exposition dump I think I've seen in a movie.
Yeah, and that's
ever.
because they started with Parallax. Because you literally
Yes.
have to have exposition if you're starting with Parallax.
Dude, but like, it's not even about starting with Parallax. It's they literally have like a 7-minute sequence where you're following Abin Sur, you're hearing the narrator talk about Parallax and talk about the Lantern mythos and everything, and it's like think about this, because okay, this is supposed to be the DC's version of Iron Man, right? This was supposed to be their launch to a cinematic universe, was with this movie.
Yeah.
Think about this. Imagine if Iron Man started with an exposition dump like this. You can't do that, bro. Like, the normal fucking person, because, like, listen, okay, obviously I know something about Green Lantern. I'm not the biggest Green Lantern guy. But imagine going into this movie being like, oh, it's a cool DC movie. And you get the biggest exposition dump of your life and you have no idea what the fuck is going on.
Yeah.
Like, dude, that is generally some of the worst, like, that might be the worst opening sequence of a movie I've seen in a very long time. That opening sequence, that's why I texted you. I'm like, dude, I'm 3 minutes and I'm already struggling. Because on top of the writing just being terrible of like, why are you doing this big of an exposition dump in the first sequence, the first scene, it also literally just was one terrible CGI rendered to the next.
Yeah.
Like, it was some of the worst shit I've ever seen in my
The
life.
CGI was bad.
It genuinely felt like an Xbox 360 cutscene.
Okay, do you want to give... I'm going to give you my least favorite scene of the movie.
Okay, go on.
The first time he said the oath.
Oh my god, yeah, that was terrible. Wow, that was terrible.
First-
And we never get any explanation as to why he just randomly learned the oath.
It's I think it's like implied that the ring kind of popped the knowledge into his brain.
Yeah,
like,
the ring kind of popped up, but still, like,
But like
it
the
was
way
just,
they did it, he wasn't even holding the lantern.
It was
like,
so
they
bad.
Had they had the white flashlight on his face, and they had
Dude,
like the wind.
oh my god.
They had, like,
when
the
his
wind
eyes
blowing
would change color, it
to
was the most
blue.
disgusting thing in the world.
They were like the palest blue.
Dude, that was the most disgusting shit I've ever seen, bro.
Because I think they were trying to do that to fit in with the fucking all white that comes on the Green Lantern mask.
No, bro. Bro, also, why did we get a Hal Jordan Green Lantern movie with zero white on his suit? Yeah.
So the suit looked more like a John Stewart suit, but I didn't hate it that much.
Oh my god, I have stuff to talk about the suit later.
No, but specifically, actually, there was a few details about the suit that I forgot to mention. But specifically in that oath scene, like the way they've like the wind like blowing. He's not even he's like the lanterns on the other side of the room.
Yeah.
And all of that, like the way his eyes started to like pale, and all of that.
That was so bad.
That was by far my least favorite scene of the movie.
Yeah, I don't know if it was my least favorite. It's definitely up there, though. I thought it was just fucking dog shit, bro. Okay, my next one is just kind of talking about the specific examples I had for the visual stuff I didn't like in this movie. Parallax obviously looks like he was, like, rendered in an Xbox 360 cutscene. The lantern rings look like green ring pops, like the candy.
Yeah, the rings are bad.
It was,
I will say,
they were
actually,
really bad.
I think the actual lanterns themselves weren't as bad.
I would agree with you if Abin Sur's lantern, the first time we saw it, it was like this, like, very, like, it was like this, like, gradient kind of design with, like, a very light green borderline white at the bottom. I was like, that looks terrible. And so I thought, like, the lantern rings look like green ring pops. And I have no clue why they decided to add visible veins onto the suits.
Yeah, they were trying to, like...
That was... and, like, on Hal's, it wasn't even as pronounced. It was still weird. On Abin Sur's, you could genuinely see the veins of his body on the suit.
I think
it was so bad.
I think they were trying to do something with the physio or whatever, because Abin Sur's body, they said it in the autopsy that his body is just muscle fiber exposed. But I think they were trying to do something with that. I will say, here's one thing about the suits. I don't know if you noticed this, but in the fight with Sinestro, when Sinestro slashes the back of his suit, you see like it like pop open and it's not a skin. You see like the green. I thought that was kind of cool. Like, I feel like the actual fight scene, the interactions of the suit and the actual constructs were good.
Oh, okay, let me talk about the constructs. I thought the constructs looked like they belonged in Smallville.
Yeah.
I thought the constructs were terrible. And there was multiple scenes when, whether it was the ring flying through space or just flying through Earth or whatever, or Hal himself flying, where you just see the green speck.
Yeah.
It genuinely looked like someone got in there, got into like a basic ass fucking stop motion thing, created a green speck, and just fucking dragged it across the screen. It felt like watching Invincible fly in season 1. That's how bad it was. It was like this is out of like a 1977 Star Wars movie.
None of it was as bad as when he flew to Abin Sur. That was the worst one for me.
Oh my god, yeah, that was terrible too.
Like the green,
but that was also because when they zoomed out, you just see the speck moving across the screen, and it's some of the worst shit you've ever seen in your life. Like, I'm sorry, so many things happen visually throughout this movie where I'm like, this looks like it belongs in Smallville, and I know this movie had a big budget because you can't give a small budget for a movie like this. Where was the budget spent? Like, I don't know.
I think it was spent on just the actors.
Yeah, I don't know, like...
Because Ryan Reynolds wasn't as big at this time, but, like, I think Blake Lively had still done one big project before this. Obviously, the girl who played Amanda Waller.
Oh, my God, I'll get into Amanda Waller later. I don't know why she was even in this movie.
Yeah, I don't know why they picked her.
Yeah, I don't know why she was in this movie. Fuck me. But,
And the problem with... No, actually, I'm just going to bring that up now. The problem with that Amanda Waller is it's like... Did she even do that bad? No, but then you're comparing to the later on Amanda Waller we get that has literally just redefined that character. It's also just like...
It was very clearly just meant to be kind of like a Black Widow and Iron Man 2 thing. Where it's like you're trying to build up something, but it's like you did not build up Amanda Waller as a character well at all in this movie.
No, they just threw her in.
They just threw her in. It's like at least when Black Widow was in Iron Man, you were like, okay, she's serving somewhat of a narrative purpose. You're building up her character somewhat faithfully. This is not Amanda Waller, bro.
No, bro, they threw her in.
This is just like a basic government person.
Is Amanda Waller a doctor? Like, actually?
No.
Yeah, they called her Dr. Waller in that.
No. I mean, I think they sometimes call her doctor, but she's not an actual doctor, no.
Maybe she... I don't know. Maybe she has a doctorate in the fucking DC Comics. I have no clue, honestly.
No, but she's not a doctor, no.
Is it my turn or yours?
It's your turn. It's your turn.
Okay, here's... No, I'm just gonna do my biggest one right now.
Okay.
Yeah, probably this is my biggest one. The actual pacing of this movie is genuinely so bad.
Yes.
So here's my thing. They set up that opening sequence. Like, you're watching that opening sequence all the way up until Hal gets the ring. You're like, oh, this is the first episode of a TV show. That's how it felt.
Yeah.
And then they had to then do the entire rest of the plot of the movie in the, like, hour that was left.
Yeah.
So they did literally the first hour of that movie is just like, if this is the first episode of a TV show, this is great. Not great, but like pacing wise.
Yeah, pacing, okay.
Pacing wise, this is great. And then the next hour, it is just Hal goes from not knowing how to use the ring to being perfectly capable in constructs to being like, okay, he's worse than Sinestro. Now he's the greatest Green Lantern of all time in like 30 minutes. Which is like Hal Jordan is supposed to be the greatest Green Lantern of all time, but it should have been built up to that. It should not have been just fucking all it takes is Carol giving him a kiss on the cheek. And yep, there you go. All of his fear and that stupid character arc is gone.
Oh,
no, but like, if this movie was turned into a 6-episode show, it would have been so much better in terms of the actual pacing of it. They could have actually built up Parallax. They could have actually built up something to do with the yellow ring rather than just throwing it in there like a little. Yeah. We're saving this for later. Like,
I had some problems with the yellow ring too. This is just okay. I'll get my next one. My next one was talking about the pacing. I said the pacing was fucking terrible. I said you kind of just go from one random sequence to the next, and it kind of feels all over the place. But aside from that, I'll get my next one after that because you just talked about that. I thought the cinematography was fucking horrendous.
Oh yeah,
the There were multiple shots where I'm genuinely like, dude, this is like
middle school project.
like a Twitter GIF like level of like terrible. Like,
bro, oh my god, this isn't even bad.
No, hold on. This is one specific shot. It's right after Hal goes to O. It's the first time, right? And the camera's like zoomed in on its face, and it's like panning up, and that's the first time
I forgot
you see
to
him
write
open
that.
his eyes with the mask on. Genuinely, like, okay, you see the camera zoomed into like the bottom of his chin, and it's the biggest jump scare you've ever seen in your life.
Dude,
And
no, that
slowly
scene, I don't
panning
understand what was going on.
And he opens his eyes, and you get the bright blue eyes with the fucking green mask.
like the
And
palest.
it's genuinely some of the like it might be the worst superhero like shot scene I've ever seen in my life.
No, that scene where it
might be the worst scene I've ever seen of a superhero getting their suit for the first time.
I watched that scene and I was like watching them shoot it, and I'm like, I was watching like this, like the fucking fish. I forget what the camera lens is called, but it starts at like below his chin down here.
Below his chin,
I'm
and it
telling
goes
you,
up.
They were zooming up, and I'm like,
I'm dying. I was dying laughing the whole time.
no, I was looking at it. I'm like, is that Ryan Reynolds? I
was
tell.
dying laughing the entire time.
Like I could not tell that was Ryan
Because
Reynolds until
you know what it reminded me of? Have you seen those pictures?
You know what it
like,
reminded me of? The Kanye fish.
No, not even. You know what it reminded me of? Have you seen those pictures of like those people who like they go see like a big blockbuster movie? Like I saw a lot when people went to watch Dune, where they would see like Timothée Chalamet's chin
from like
the
front
bottom.
row.
It was like an IMAX screen. You'd see his chin from the bottom. That's what it felt like. In multiple scenes, I felt like his chin was massive because of the way they shot it.
No, that was bad, and they did that once over like 2 times as well.
It was so terrible. God, it was so bad. And like that entire sequence where he gets the suit for the first time genuinely feels like a school project. Like it's so bad. It is so unbelievably bad. Like I can't, bro.
Alright, I'm gonna go into my cons about Sinestro really fast.
Okay.
I do not like the fact that he was so... Let's use the fear power and give me a ring. And I'll train the whole corps to use it.
Yeah.
That was a fucking idiotic character point.
Yeah.
Like, completely. I don't like the fact that he ran away from Parallax after the other Lanterns got killed.
Yeah, that was so dumb. That was so dumb.
That is, like, the antithesis of what Sinestro's character is.
Yeah,
like, Sinestro's character is, I'm never running away. And that's how they should have given him the yellow ring. It's like, obviously they weren't trying to do the yellow ring in this movie, but they should have had fucking Parallax pick him and be like, give some scene, and that would have been so much better than him running back to Oa to the Guardians. The Guardians were also ugly as shit, by the way. I'm not gonna lie.
The Guardians have always been ugly. I didn't mind how the Guardians looked.
No, I didn't hate it, but I was also like, I feel like they could have done better with this.
In my mind, I just always picture the Guardians with like bigger heads.
Yeah, that's literally why. And I don't know why their heads were so veiny, and they had no hair. Or like,
you know what it really reminded me of? Have you seen the pictures of MODOK in the MCU?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what it reminded me of a little bit.
No, but I also don't like that the Guardians were so easy to fucking... Yep. Okay, let's make a yellow ring.
Yep.
Like, no, they swore to never make a yellow ring.
I have something to say about that later as well. I just had to, like... There was so much stuff in this movie revolving the Guardians, Sinestro. I was just like, wow, man. There's no way in 2011 this is like... I just kept on asking myself, bro, the deeper I got into this movie, I had to, like, there was multiple times I had to, like, pause and ask myself, like, who greenlit this movie? Who sat down?
Can you look up who
watch
the
this
director was really
movie?
fast?
Dude, I don't even, I think it was some random guy, I don't remember his fucking name at all, but I'm like, I was watching it, and, like, there was multiple times where I was like,
No, yeah.
who the fuck, like, which studio exec sat there and greenlit this movie, bro?
I don't know how the DC head didn't say, like, no.
Martin Campbell.
Has he done anything else
is.
of note? Let's see.
Movies directed.
No.
Not really.
No. Those are all very...
Yeah. He didn't really get much work after Green Lantern. This was in 2011. He's only gotten 4 movies after that.
The Mask of Zorro was decent. That's the only one I see there that, like, anyone cares about.
Why did he get it? This guy doesn't have that many good stuff before Green Lantern. He actually consistently is putting out dog shit. Green Lantern might be one of his better rated movies on IMDb, actually.
What's Green Lantern? 5.5?
It's 5.5.
Like almost
this one's a 5.2.
I mean, most of them
This
are
is
sixes.
a 5. Yeah, I mean, yes, the 6s are still pretty bad, though. This is the 4.6. It's not even his worst movie. He made a movie worse than Green Lantern.
Is that our next week?
Oh my god, this is a 4.4, a 4.7, a 4.1. Who gave this man the job? Who gave this man the job?
His interview had to have been crazy, bro.
His first movie on IMDb is a 4.3. He followed it up by 5.5. He's steadily improving, and then gets a 4.1. And a 4.4, a 4.5, a 4.7. Wow. His highest rated movie might be like a 6.7. I'm serious. Oh my god, this is bad.
No, there was a 1.7 in there. I saw it. Okay, my next one. Wait, I have two really fast. I'm just gonna list both of these off. All right, one. This is just another thing about the CGI. The flashback scenes of his dad in the plane crashing.
Oh my god, dude! The explosion was so bad.
It was like,
oh my god.
It might have been as bad as the one in the Black Widow movie.
Oh my god, bro! It was way worse. What? Oh my god, it was way worse.
Was it?
I
haven't seen the Black Widow movie in a minute.
Dude, no! Don't even compare it. It was, dude, way worse. Way worse.
Okay, and here's my other one.
Genuinely, I think A New Hope did it better in 1977 with blowing up the Death Star.
Yeah. No. Okay. Here's my next one. There was zero, or I'll give a half a point to
Wait,
Carol.
is it your turn or my turn?
I'm just gonna list these two up really fast.
Okay.
I'll give half a point to Carol, but other than her, there were zero good side characters in this movie whatsoever. The best friend was useless.
Dude, I thought that best friend was better than Carol.
Yeah, I know, because Carol, with some of the scenes at the end with the romance, it was like, I didn't like Carol at all. But
I didn't
it was
like Carol's character at all.
But it's like,
I'm gonna talk about that later. I did not like Carol's character at all.
No, is she a pilot in the comics?
I don't know. I feel like I'm not the right person to ask. I'm not the biggest Green Lantern guy, but like, I don't think she was.
I don't think she was. Because I'm 90% sure she was not a pilot.
Yeah, I don't think she was. I know Hal obviously was. I don't think Hal was.
I think the best friend was like the best friend and Carol maybe were even, and neither of them were good.
There was one. Oh my god, there was one thing they did where it was right after the best friend. Did they ever say his name? What the fuck is that guy's name?
I don't know if they said his name, honestly.
Dude, like, where the best friend, like, he gets to see Hal in the suit.
Oh, the whoa green.
Time. Yeah, he gets to see Hal in the suit for the first time, and he goes, "Don't they always get the girl?" And it immediately cuts to Hal going to the balcony and then trying to do like the stupid like the evening, man,
the deep voice and everything.
And then she finds out who he.
That was the funny scene of the movie for me when she was like, "Hal?" I was like, bro.
Dude, it was.
Ironic. I'm being so serious. The scene of him going "whoa green" is the reason we watched this movie. Because I saw that on Twitter when someone was reacting to the teaser. I'm like, you know what? Let's rewatch it.
Oh god. Okay, let me get my next one. This is actually a really big one for me. I despise Hector's plotline. I fucking despise it. Why should I feel bad for him? The movie makes it out that you should sort of feel bad for him. He's a loser. We know this.
This is why I'm saying it should have been a show.
Why is he a loser? He's a loser because he willingly puts himself in certain situations and makes certain decisions out of his own free will that no one's forcing him to do that make him a loser. The beginning of his arc, no one outwardly mistreats him at all.
No, yeah.
No one outwardly at all. And he gets plenty of opportunities not to be a dickhead. The one student that he had, the motherfucker didn't do anything to him. He was just complaining in his head about how he was bored.
Yeah, bro.
Like, he never mistreated you at all. He never outwardly mistreated you whatsoever, dude. And then with his dad, oh my god, it was the most forced, like, father-son fucking...
but the dad's act... that dude's like an actual... No, I've seen that dude in multiple other projects.
This has to be his worst project.
He was so dog shit. Like, he was significantly worse than
He was so... And like, okay... He
like, bro, the scene... Oh my god, wait, this is another funny CGI scene. When he was in the helicopter waving to the crowd.
Oh my god, yeah, no. But like, yeah, he gets plenty of opportunities not to be a dickhead. Why should I feel bad for a guy like that? Why should I feel bad for a guy who's a loser because he willingly makes himself a loser? Yeah. I'm not going to feel bad for you. And also, like, I'm going to be honest when I say this. He might be the worst live-action DC villain we've ever gotten. His only real competition is Jared Leto's Joker and CW Iris West. That's his only real competition. I don't know who's worse.
Who's the big fucking... Did they do King Shark in Flash? I feel like King Shark was not good in Flash when they did it.
I think they did King Shark and Flash, but it couldn't have been worse than Hector, bro. Hector was bad.
No, because the writing for him was awful, and literally
it was god awful.
Then they just turned him into Stephen Hawking, and I'm like, okay.
Dude, no, it was... Bro, oh my god, the sequence where, like, he's going through, like, Hal's memories, and he gets, like, that speech about power. It was some of the corniest fucking, like, dialogue I've seen in a very long time, and I watched season 8 of The Flash. And it was it was way worse than that, man. But yeah, it was just really bad. I hated Hector's plotline so bad.
No, like this movie's writing. What? That's just the answer. Just what?
Yeah.
Okay, wait. This is one that I genuinely was curious about. Why did Hal fly to the Guardians to ask for permission to defend his sector that he's supposed to go?
Thank you. This is a point I had. Oh my god, no, I'm gonna say something about that later as well. That was so bad to me.
And like he flew up there and he's like, if you're not gonna help me, let me defend my planet,
dude. Oh my god, no. I'm just gonna say it now. Let me read what I have. Right, the scene where Hal speaks to the Guardians for the first time, has some of the dumbest dialogue I've ever seen. He comes to them for help in order to fight Parallax and save his planet, to which they say no, just for him to then say, okay, well, let me just risk my own life to fight Parallax. So, like, dude, you came out of the conversation with nothing, because you were going to do that anyways. So, it's like, I don't understand why, the way it's written, you're supposed to come out of that scene with something good. Nothing actually changes in that scene.
Yeah, he just threw his balls on the table. That's all he did.
He just threw his balls on the table. His balls are already on the table.
Yeah, bro.
Like that's already what you were doing.
He has Abinsur's ring. Every Green Lantern.
That's what I'm saying. And I literally put, no one was gonna stop you from trying to fight to protect Earth when that is literally your sector. That was so... Oh my god, that was so bad. Oh my god, that was so bad.
Dude, also, this is just something. They should have never started this movie with Parallax or Yellow anything. It should have started, like, with the Lantern Show. Everyone at this point is kind of hoping it starts with, like, the White Martians or something like that. It should have started with...
Really? That's what you're hearing?
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of people say Hal's going to be Parallax.
If they do that in the Lantern Show, I will kill myself. Live on stream.
Live on stream.
So we can start a stream now. No, but... like, they should have started with a worldly threat, not like a fucking intergalactic can destroy the whole universe threat. Like, that should not have been his first movie. Like, he should, like, this goes back to the pacing. He should not have gotten his ring and then instantly kills one of the most legendary beings in the universe in 20 minutes later. Like, that shouldn't have happened.
Yeah. I'm gonna give him my next one. Like, I kind of talked about this earlier. This movie has less than 2 hours of runtime, and it took me way longer than that to get through it because, like, you kind of know this. I get really bad secondhand embarrassment.
No, I get bad, you get worse.
I get really bad secondhand embarrassment when I'm watching something that's genuinely, like, either super cringy or super corny or just really bad. And there was multiple, like, there was like two separate times where I had to pause this movie and get up and leave my room and do something else just to, like, clear my head, because I was just like it was just so bad. I'm like, I don't know how I can get through this. Like, I genuinely remember there being like an hour left of the movie, and I'm like, I don't know how I'm gonna finish this movie. And, like, it's just like, okay, there's so many moments where I genuinely just wanted to click off and, like, bin the entire movie off and just text you and be like, we're reviewing something else, I can't finish it. Like, even when the movie does something even remotely good, it's just immediately followed up by some of the worst comic book movie writing I've ever seen. And it's genuinely one of the toughest watches of my entire life.
Yeah, bro.
It was, like, that's why it's like, oh, is 1 out of 10 too harsh? I don't think it's harsh. Genuinely is one of the toughest watches I've ever had in my life. This is one of the only movies, like, I'm one of those people, I would almost never walk out of the theater, especially with tickets that I paid for. I would walk out of this in the theater. I would walk out from this.
Yeah, bro. I don't know. It's a movie that's good if you're 10 years old. That's how I'm gonna phrase this.
Yeah, it's a movie that's good if you're 10 years old and capable of not thinking at all. Pretty much.
Okay, wait. This is my other thing. This is my last, like, probably just like major one. The whole plot line they did with Hal just being a bitch. Or like, I get it's like he has trauma from his dad dying, but they never actually went into the trauma. They just showed his dad dying.
I started dying laughing. It was the stupidest time to fucking do it. When the fucking plane
When the plane was going down.
and then he gets the flashback. I'm like, dude, this is like some of like the worst writing I've seen in a long time. And that was like within like the first like 10 minutes of the fucking movie. I'm like, why would he get a flashback this bad right now at the start of the movie just to establish trauma?
Yeah, it's like, I get they're doing that plot line because they want to do Parallax, but that brings me back to, why are we doing Parallax? Like, why do we need Hal to have fear? Just so you can have the fear demon fucking have, like, some standpoint? Like, it was so stupid. The actual trauma wasn't expanded upon at all. Other than just flashbacks showing him, like, oh. He gets over the trauma in 2 seconds. It literally takes Carol giving him a few kisses on the cheek, and his trauma is gone. Like, or like the bar scene where she asks him, like, why do you keep running away? Or something like that. And he just walks out of the bar. And it's like, dude, like, I get Hal is supposed to be this hard-headed dude, but he's not a bitch. Like, you're making him a bitch. Like, you can do trauma for Hal Jordan. You just didn't do it good at all. Like, it's literally, it's just there, and it feels like it's there for comedic relief. That's how bad they did it.
Yeah.
It's like, because it's like they were trying to force Parallax, and that brings me back to, why is Parallax the villain you chose? That is not the villain you start a universe off with, bro. Like, Marvel didn't start their universe off with Ultron. They started with Jebediah Stane, because no one's heard of Jebediah Stane.
Yeah.
Like,
who do you think they should have started with?
DC? I think they should have started with a smaller alien species.
You think like Atrocitus?
No, not Atrocitus. Or actually, no, Atrocitus before the Red Lantern Corps, maybe. Because he was a part of, they were like the 4 destroyers or 4 horsemen. I forget what the group was called. But he was a part of this group of like 4 things. And if they did that and had Sinestro actually train Hal in the movie, I think that would have improved the writing of this movie. Because Sinestro trains Hal in the comics. That's why that's why it's such an emotional thing when
Sinestro becomes a Yellow Lantern.
Yes, bro. And it's like, in this movie, like, Sinestro gave his respects to Hal at the end. Which, like, I liked that they did that. And I like that, I didn't mind that Sinestro was a bit iffy about Hal at first because he took Abbott's
ring. It was just so dumb to me because it was like, okay, you're using Green Lantern and you're not shying away from the space stuff at all. Yet you make his best friend this random guy instead of either Kilowog or Sinestro.
Yeah, bro.
And they're both in the movie.
His best friend should have been either Kilowog or Sinestro.
That's what I'm saying. It should have been either Kilowog or Sinestro.
I think.
And like, I'm sorry, bro. I know Kilowog has that type of personality.
It was over-exaggerated.
It was the most over-exaggerated thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, they tried to make him like a drill sergeant kind of thing. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, it was so
but it's like a lot of my main issues with this movie is I just don't understand why this is the creative direction you chose for this. We can go a few minutes over because talking about the Lantern stuff probably won't take as long.
Yeah.
But like, it's like literally like, if you want to set your universe up, bro, imagine they set up, like, okay, let's say they set up white Martians and they have it go into the government, and then you could have white Martians trail into the actual green Martian, the actual Martian Manhunter on the Earth, and then that connects to Superman. If you want to do like they did in the Supergirl, where he's in the government as like a fake guy. Like, there's so many directions you could have gone, and you chose probably, like, literally, like, they skipped from fucking introducing him to like Ultron, Thanos. Like, it's like you threw Doctor Doom out as the first villain, dude. Like, that's not what you do when you're trying to originate a universe.
Yeah.
Especially when you don't do it good at all, because you don't have enough screen time or budget or exposition or development of the universe. No, they had exposition, but it still wasn't even nearly enough.
None of it was good either.
It was not nearly enough. It's like you don't have enough of anything to go in this direction, and that's where you're starting this movie off. Like, why? Like, who greenlit that? Who brought that to the table? I hope they get castrated. Like, like, I don't know why this is where you started in this universe. Like, it's so stupid to me. And that was by far the worst part about this movie, is that it started here. Like, even if everything about this movie stayed the same, but they did like Atrocitus before he was a Red Lantern, I think it would have been so much better, because that requires so much less. Like, you could have worked with the shit writing, the shit pacing, because that doesn't require as much. Like, no, it would have still been a lot better, because because you're doing shit writing, shit pacing on something that doesn't require a lot of writing or pacing. Like, yes, it helps, but like when you're doing, A Trust to This Before is a Red Lantern does not have good writing. He's just kind of like an asshole, like because his like planet got destroyed or some shit.
Yeah, but like, dude, you still need writing and pacing.
No, you still need writing and pacing, but not nearly as much as you need for Parallax, the biggest villain for the Green Lanterns possible. Parallax literally
Okay. You probably know more about Green Lantern mythos than I do. What's bigger, Parallax or like the Black Lanterns?
Probably, I mean, in terms of actual infamy, probably Parallax. I think the Black...
But Black Lantern's probably a bigger threat.
Yeah, because Black Lanterns is universal. The Black Lanterns is a reboot thing, basically. That's what they're talking about in the DCU, is that they might use the Black Lanterns as like a reboot at some point, so they don't have to do Flashpoint again.
Yeah, that's true. I'm gonna start giving my.
But like, I'll say one thing. But like, Parallax literally oversteps Sinestro. You're taking the biggest Green Lantern villain, and you're taking the dude who's above him, and using that in the introductory movie.
Yeah.
Like, bro.
I'll get my next one. Before I get my next one, I'm gonna give my smallest con. I talked about it before. Why was Amanda Waller even in this movie? It was just terrible. Moving on from that though, the action scenes in this movie are so fucking bad. And usually I don't really care as much about action sequences as a whole, but the ones in this movie are generally just fucking dog shit and goy slop, bro. The choreography feels like it was handled by a toddler. And the scenes themselves look like they were shot by a middle schooler. The way that people in the action scenes move is just so obviously like fabricated. Yeah. Like someone like the way he uses the constructs is so bad.
Dude, I remember and that like, car scene was so much better when I was a kid. That race
car was
my
god, it was.
Bro, I remember when I was probably 8 years old watching this movie for the first time. I loved that race car scene, and I was watching it now, and I'm like,
this is so bad.
I'm like, like
this is so.
It's like
bad.
that one fucking speed thing where he just like has a fucking
watches.
Yeah,
bro. Yeah, it's a really bad. I thought the action scenes were just. I don't think there was a single good action scene. Like even the final fight at the end was not good. The fight between him and what's his name, Hector, wasn't good. Oh my god, there was Oh fuck, dude. Okay, we got a phone call. Sorry for the weird cut. I was gonna say though, there's when he's doing the fight scene with Hector. There's like a solid.
Which one? The final one or
the final one? The finals. Oh no, not the final one. Not the one with Carol. The one with his dad. The one with his dad.
Yeah.
There is a solid 2-minute period where Amanda Waller is sitting in air against the glass like this, just spread out eagle, like, oh, bro, oh my god.
Like, just like,
she's just like sitting there.
It was like cartoonish when they like splat against the wall.
Oh my god, it was so bad. She's just sitting there.
Yeah.
She's just sitting there. It was, oh my god, the action was so terrible. Action was so terrible. Yeah.
Oh, my days, man. No,
do you have any left?
I'll probably think of some.
Okay, so you don't have any left? Okay, let me go through my next ones, then we'll just talk about them. Okay, the next one. Whenever there's a serious scene, I just constantly found myself not being able to take it serious and just laughing at some of the terrible acting. Like, I thought Blake Lively's Carol did not do good. I thought the best friend was kind of dumb. I thought Kilowog was really bad. I thought Parallax was pretty bad.
Oh wait, this is a completely sorry for going. There's one scene at the end where Blake Lively, her Carol, she walks up when she pulls the computer out. They like get this shot of her face, and I'm like, this is so like, it looks like a 1970s spy movie.
It was just so bad. Like all the serious scenes were so hard because even if I was able to kind of get myself to take it a little bit serious. Like there was, I forget what the scene that was that came before, but there was one scene where I was like, okay, I'm kind of able to take this one a bit more serious. I think they're talking about the threat of Parallax or something. I forget what it was. But I was like, okay, this is actually like a semi-decent serious scene. They've kind of pulled this off. And it just immediately cuts to Hector, his big ass head on the ground, super zoomed in of him just going, ooh. And I'm like, dude, how do you want me to take this serious, bro?
Dude, I don't know why they made him look like that.
It was some of the stupid
What was the
shit.
point? Like, the point was that the Parallax cells were taking over his body, but why did you make him look like that? You could have made him look not stupid.
Yeah, it was just so bad.
Like, they made, you know what he looked
like?
Dude,
when he grabbed his dad's face and he was like, what was the words that he said? He was like, I feel better than ever. Oh my god.
Oh yeah. No, but fucking, what do you call it? You know what he looked like? A beluga whale.
Yes. Yes.
Like, dude.
Yeah, but at the time of watching this, I actually didn't realize it was Blake Lively, so I wrote down, like, I don't know what the actress's name is, but I put the performance by the girl who plays Carol is pretty bad, and it, like, Ryan Reynolds does most of the heavy lifting to make their dynamic even bearable, because she's pretty bad on her own.
Yeah.
She was pretty
honest,
fucking bad.
I'm not a fan of Blake Lively. I know a lot of, like,
she's just really fucking hot.
She looks so much better with the brown hair than she does with the blondes.
Yeah, she's just really fucking fine.
Yeah.
Like, that's it. But, like, dude, she is, like...
Maybe it's because I don't
she's
fuck
not
with
a good
blondes,
actress
but,
in this movie.
No, fuck no. Fuck no. The senator,
God, the senator was bad.
Blake Lively, the best friend, Blake Lively's dad. I don't even know if he got a name in that movie. The guys who beat up Hal Jordan after the bar scene. It's like, I told you to walk your back.
Yeah, some of the most stereotypical bully fucking dialogue.
Like, dude, I feel like if we threw Justin in there, he would have given a better performance.
Low key.
Wait, okay, no. Genuine question. What do we think Justin would give this movie? I'm gonna say 7, like a 6.
No. Because you gotta realize there's no good action, and the lore is very much mishandled.
But it's space action, though. I feel like Justin fucks with that.
I don't see him giving it above a 5. If he gave it above a 5, I would be shocked. I would be shocked. Because I think even he said he doesn't even like this movie.
I don't know. This is my first time watching this movie since I was 8 years old, so...
Yeah, but I'll move on to my next one. So, obviously, I've said this multiple times in this episode so far, but obviously I'm not the biggest Green Lantern guy in terms of, like knowing his mythos and stuff. So I'm not going to act like I know everything about the storyline with how Sinestro is supposed to become a Yellow Lantern. But I find it very hard to believe that the Guardians are so easily convinced to forge a Yellow Lantern ring. And with how the movie ended, how could they still convincingly turn him into a Yellow Lantern?
What I'm assuming is... I don't agree with any of this, but my assumed direction is that at some point Sinestro gets into a fight and his willpower falters somehow against probably a different, like maybe against the Red Lantern Corps or a different threat or whatever, and then the Yellow Lantern ring flies to him, like it chooses him in that moment. That would be my assumption of how they would do that.
I mean, I guess, but also in the post-credit scene, you see him willingly taking off the Green Lantern ring and putting on the yellow one.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, did you watch the post-credit scene?
No, I didn't even know there was one.
No, I checked it because I'm like, okay, considering this is supposed to be their version of Iron Man, there's no way they didn't have one. And yeah, the post-credit scene was he takes off the Green Lantern ring, puts off the yellow one, and you see the suit.
My question is, the entire writing team for this, did they originate off Wattpad?
I don't know, man.
It's like the writing, the decisions, like the creative decisions, the direction they went. It literally feels like they pulled up the Wikipedia for Green Lantern and then took a 13-year-old off Wattpad and said, "You know what? You got this, gang."
Yeah.
Like, bro, like it should. I've said this already like 4 times. It should not have been Parallax.
I'm gonna cut you off because you kind of already gone on 2 tangents about this. But like, I'll give my last one before we talk about the Lantern show. And it's the final fight at the end with Hal versus Parallax.
It was over.
The big fight at the end was terrible.
It was over in like 2 minutes, right?
I personally, you kind of know this about me too. I hate big CGI fights at the end of superhero movies, especially when there isn't a personal connection between the hero and the villain. Plus, I thought that it was super fucking stupid that Sinestro, Kilowog, and the other guy just conveniently show up the exact second that Parallax is defeated. The exact second. Like, the way they rolled up almost seemed like they were just watching this motherfucker Hal fight Parallax and choose not to help him. Because the way they show up, the second he's defeated and Hal's about to get fucking, like consumed by the sun, and they save him at the exact right time. It's like, dude, I'm sorry, you can't tell me they just got there.
Yeah, that felt like convenient writing.
That felt like the most convenient writing.
It would have looked so much better if he flung himself out of the sun onto a random planet and then they saved him. Like, that would have looked so much better.
Literally, dude. It would have been so much better. But it's like, dude, like the way they showed up, it was like, the first time I saw it, I was like, dude, were they like watching him fight Parallax and just not helping him? Because there's no way you get there at that exact moment without having seen any of the fight and like not helped him.
Yeah, dude.
Like, It was just so stupid to me. I don't know. But
Okay, here's my question.
yeah, that was my last one.
This is a genuine question. Obviously, we've already gotten the start to the DCU with technically the Peacemaker show, right?
We're talking about lanterns now.
Yeah, no. This is just a question beyond that.
Okay.
What do you think, other than Green... Okay, if this old one were to have gone well, or whatever, if this old universe were to have expanded out, what hero do you think, instead of Green Lantern, they should have started with?
Well, I think the answers are kind of obvious. You have to start with one of the Trinity, in my opinion.
Yes, and I don't think it should be Wonder Woman, I'm not gonna lie.
I don't think it... I think with the right planning, it could be Wonder Woman.
With the right planning, but Wonder
in my
Woman
mind,
also works best.
you always have to start... If you're starting... Right, that's why I think the MCU kind of took a big gamble
with Iron Man.
Because
They
couldn't
like
really start with Hulk. They couldn't start with Spider-Man, and they couldn't start with Wolverine.
Yeah.
That was their big three at the time. If they could have, they would have started with one.
Well, no, they had the Sony movies came out before.
The Sony movies weren't MCU though.
Or Fox, I mean.
The Fox movies weren't MCU
Yeah.
either though, because they didn't own the rights to that.
Here's my thing.
But I'm saying
with Iron Man, because Iron Man was a C-tier hero in the comics before.
yeah, but like I'm saying, you have like DC had all the rights, and they willingly started with Green Lantern. I don't agree with that. You have to start with one of the Trinity, preferably one of either Superman or Batman. James Gunn started with Superman. I agreed with that. I think he could have. I think in this universe, you probably could have started with Batman. And
I think for in terms of a.
But then again,
term,
I'm kind of scared of what they would have done with a Batman here.
Yeah, I think in terms of a long-term scope, I think starting with Batman is better, because then you start on the ground and you build up the scale.
The year this movie was released, I don't think they could have started with Batman, because I think The Dark Knight Returns came out in like 2012, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so like Christian Bale was still actively Batman at this point. And like what? Like The Dark Knight was like 4 years before this? In like 2007?
And this was what? Wait, was the Arrow running by this point?
When did Arrow first
Did it start in 2012? It might have. It was either 2010 or 2012, I think.
God, I don't remember. I think it couldn't have been pre-2010, no way. But I think it might have been.
Because it's I don't hate the idea to not start with the Trinity. Because it's like you do want to bring those in, as it's like you want to kind of build.
If you don't start with the trilogy, you have to, or the Trinity, you have to start with someone like Flash.
Because it's like you kind of do like you do.
I mean, I guess Green Lantern could have been good.
Green Lantern like could have worked.
Not like this though.
But it's like I kind of see like what they I kind of see what they were going for. Marvel kind of did with Iron Man, is they started with that, and obviously Iron Man was a crazy good movie, success, whatever, and you build it up. And then you get the build up for your most well-known heroes. That way you can actually, when you have a bigger budget, hopefully, because you've been succeeding, you can get the best from them. So it's like, I don't hate not starting with the Trinity, but you kind of have to do it right.
You have to do it right. They did it wrong. But anyways, I think that's kind of...
Okay, now
we got a review out the way.
Let's move on to the Brown Lanterns.
Yeah, we'll talk about the Lanterns teaser, the Lantern show, just in general. Before we talk about it, give your general thoughts on the teaser as of now, after it's been out for like 2 weeks.
There was the fry basket. That was the green. That was the green.
Give your general thoughts about the teaser.
Okay, the teaser, I'm gonna be honest, it does leave some questions from what they've shown in the teaser compared to what we know about the show. Like we know, I think it was already confirmed Atrocitus was in the show, or like there's
both Atrocitus and Sinestro.
Was it confirmed, or were there actors that they thought would be Atrocitus?
No. It's pretty much confirmed at this point that we know that Atrocitus and Sinestro will both be in the show.
So you're introducing both of them, yet you're having it be in like the middle of Iowa.
Well, I'll ask you this: do you think?
Which I'm not gonna lie.
Do you think? Because obviously we know they're hiding some of the space stuff. We know we're gonna get space stuff at some point.
Do you think they?
My question to you is: hold on.
Yeah,
my question to you is: do you think the space stuff that they're hiding is a lot? Like, do you think we'll actually get a really good amount of space stuff, or do you think it's like a thing of like, at the end of the show we might get like, like a holograph of like Oa or something?
I personally am in favor of the theory, and I think we've also talked about this with you, and I think you said you agree. So there's a theory that in the trailer we see them wearing the same clothes in every scene.
Oh yeah,
for, like,
so it's all
scene.
just episode 1.
So everyone's saying that it's all from episode 1 because they're trying to like mask how much they want to do with it. Which I think that would do a lot, because if the teaser we saw was actually the whole series, it's low-key buns, I'm not gonna lie. But, excuse me, I don't agree to starting and bringing in other Lantern Corps in the first season.
Well, yeah, because that's another rumor, is that obviously there was the joke about the guy, like the showrunner. He was like, we called it lanterns and we dropped the green because the green was kind of stupid. But the real rumor that's going around is that the reason why it's called lanterns is because it's not just the Green Lantern Corps.
Well, yeah, because that makes sense. And, like, I would be really interested.
But my question is, can you balance the dynamic between Hal and John while having Guy Gardner in there, while having all the other Lantern Corps, while having Sinestro, while having, what's his name, Atrocitus,
while having Star Sapphire, while having...
Yeah, like all the other Lantern Corps.
Abin Sur's son, who's the leader of, like, the Indigo Lanterns.
Yeah, it's like, can you handle all of that in a 8-episode season?
Yeah, this is a show that it's either they're gonna have to start with one season and start making movies out of this, like, because I don't know, are they saving the big lantern? Do you think they're saving the big lanterns for Justice League movies? Like, do you think they're saving Larfleeze for, like, a Justice League thing?
No, but I do think they are saving some Green Lantern stuff for a John Stewart solo movie.
A John Stewart solo movie.
I do think they are saving some of that for
maybe
a solo
Kyle
movie.
Rayner. They might save the Indigo Lanterns for Kyle Rayner because I think he kind of gets involved with that a bit.
Yeah, I don't know. I think the Lantern Corps that I would be shocked if they weren't in there would probably obviously be red, yellow, and green. Those are
yellow,
confirmed.
green, and probably blue as well.
Probably
I would
blue.
do blue over pink.
I'd probably do blue. It depends. The only reason why I think they might do pink is because of how old Hal is. They might have him talk about how Carol was in the Pink Lanterns.
Yeah. Like, that might be something that they tease for something later. Because the Pink Lanterns are, like, kind of evil. They're kind of like villains in not most, but a lot of comic lines. But, no, I will say, my personal favorite Lantern Corps is the blue. Because they're the supporting lanterns, you know what I'm saying? Like, they be casting spells of protection and shit. No, but fucking...
Yeah, but, okay. So, overall, all in all, I thought the teaser was okay.
I think
on the assumption that it's hiding a lot of the show.
I think it's misleading. That's what I'll say.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's misleading.
Because especially if you look at the way that some of the people involved with the show are acting about it, they're like kind of like, we're not worried about the outrage because we know what we have.
I think Hal's flying didn't look good. We only saw like 2 seconds of it.
I mean, yeah, I'm not gonna judge the flying. I don't think it didn't really bother me that much.
I think
the one thing that bothered me the most was the suit.
But like,
I understand that there is obviously like the whole narrative thing about how it seems like Hal, it's very heavily hinted in the teaser that Hal is like kind of losing his edge. And so I could see maybe a result of that might be him losing the vibrancy in his suit, which like I could kind of get behind that.
Goes in
but then that also,
out of the ring.
Yeah, but I also don't like about how it's fucking just hanged up in his closet.
Yeah, the suit should come out of the ring. That's like the whole point. Like I thought when we saw Guy Gardner's in the Superman movie, I thought it was like maybe like
he's willingly choosing not to have it come out the ring so he could wear the Justice League.
Yeah, either that or he like somehow they're making it to where he can somehow edit his suit using to his own design. Because obviously Guy Gardner in the comics has that like weird like collar thing.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm thinking like, okay, maybe that's what they're doing. And then I see it hanging up in his closet, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, am I gonna have to watch a suit up sequence of Jon Stewart zipping up his fly? Like, dude.
Yeah, like in my mind, the way I pictured it was that like, because in most iterations, from what I know, you can kind of customize the suit to look however you want it to look.
As long as there's green.
As long as there's green in it, pretty much, and you have the Lantern logo in there. But like, you can pretty much customize the look however you want it to look. I was under the impression that Guy just went out of his way to customize his shit to look that way.
Well, that was part of the Lord contract.
So that he could have the same uniform that his other teammates had.
Yeah.
Because in my mind, I was like, okay, he still has, on his shoulder, he still has the Green Lantern logo.
I think it was on the chest as well, I think.
No, on the chest was the
Lord.
The Lord tech stuff. But on his shoulder, I think on both of his shoulders, he had the Green Lantern logo. Mm-hmm. And obviously he had the green parts around the suit. And I'm like, okay, so this is probably enough.
Yeah.
Like, to be able to customize it. That's what I thought. Now that the fact that we pretty much know that that's just some shit hanging up in his closet, I don't like as much.
I will say, just to diverge off of that, since we already mentioned it earlier in the episode when we were talking about the Green Lantern movie, there is a theory going around that since it's supposed to be, what was it described as? Like a true crime type of show?
True Detective, yeah.
True Detective. There is a theory going around that instead of actually getting lanterns, that was a misdirect, and we're going to be getting the White Martians, or shapeshifters.
I don't think it's gonna be that.
I don't.
I highly doubt. You know what theory I do believe in is that because obviously the plot description we have for the show as of now is that it's like obviously true detective set in the American heartland, and they're kind of investigating this mysterious murder that is these are exact words that I'm quoting here, by the way. They're investigating this mysterious murder that is hiding this ancient horror on Earth. So here's what I interpret that as. I think the mysterious murder, in order to basically supersede the local police, the FBI, the CIA, the government, and to get up to a Green Lantern, I think the mysterious murder is more than likely Alan Scott. And I think that Alan Scott, the older Green Lantern guy.
Oh, right.
I think it's probably him. And I think that the ancient horror will probably be Parallax.
Maybe. I would be fine with either Parallax or Larfleeze, just because we've never gotten a Larfleeze ever in anything.
I don't know too much about Larfleeze
outside of the comics. Larfleeze is the only Orange Lantern. That's
okay. Yeah, I didn't know his name. Okay, yes, I understand. But I mean, I think that would be okay. But like, I don't know. Like, uncovering this ancient horror on Earth doesn't scream Orange Lantern Larfleeze to me. It kind of screams Parallax a bit more.
It screams Parallax, but I also just want to see.
Yeah, like after watching this movie, you don't want to see Parallax.
Yeah, no, I want to see characters like that built up to and like have it be long-term things. Like, I don't want that to be the first appearance. That's why I don't like the Green Lantern movie. It's the first appearance you're doing the biggest Green Lantern villain, basically.
Well, yeah, but that's the thing is like, the big theory is that the ancient horror is going to be Parallax, and at the end, it's pretty much everyone pretty much knows either if Hal doesn't die, it's going to be because he goes into like a very like permanent state of retirement.
Yeah.
So this theory is that he's going to become Parallax, which kind of makes the most sense as of now, because we only really have a teaser,
which I would absolutely despise, by the way. Like Hal Jordan being Parallax is, I would. The gun is jammed.
Well,
the gun misfired.
I'll ask you this so that we could incorporate this into the review we just did. Is there anything from this movie that you would want to kind of be like
from the Green Lantern movie,
certain elements that you would want to be brought over to the show?
I've already mentioned it. The flight, the actual.
You talk about the fluidity of the flight.
The fluidity of the flight, how it looks. I like when they have the arm in front of them because that's how they're supposed to fly when you're a Green Lantern. Like, I don't like.
I mean,
you don't have to, but I like how it looks. I don't like how it like they're holding when he's holding his arms behind him. It looks like he has wings when he really doesn't.
I think he's just holding his arms at his sides.
Yeah, no, you should have one with the ring in front of you because that's how you power your flight and direct your flight. That's kind of that's a very specific thing I want, and I already know they're not going to do it. The green aura around them flying, like I know you're trying to save budget, but like
I don't really care that much about the green aura because we already knew it was going to happen because we didn't see it with Guy.
Yeah, but it's going to piss me off a little bit.
I'll say this though, I like Guy's constructs in Superman.
We're good.
Give me a lot of hope for the constructs in this movie in this show.
I better see Hal Jordan have some cool ass fucking shit constructs.
Yeah.
Or not even cool.
God, if I don't see a fucking plane, I'm gonna be.
If I don't see a plane, if I don't see guns of some kind, if I don't see anything, which like those are the basic ones. But here's my thing.
And also, I think it's confirmed that in this universe, John at one point was an architect.
Yeah, no, because he is in the comics.
Yeah, I know he is in the comics, but I know that
he's a comics.
They try to change it in different like iterations.
He's a comics and a military man. So here's how it's supposed to work: is Hal Jordan has stronger willpower, so he has stronger projections.
But John is like more creative, yes.
But John is more creative or has more detailed, intricate.
Yeah.
So John can fucking drop a castle on someone compared to Hal just pulling out a flamethrower that can shoot a sun. Like.
Yeah. But
it's from the actual Green Lantern movie we just watched.
The flying, you wanted that to transfer over.
The flying, I definitely want the flying.
In terms of just like the movement of it.
Yes. Since Hal is old, we probably already have Yellow Lantern Sinestro. I would want to see Kilowog at some point, definitely. Maybe not that version of Kilowog, but Kilowog definitely.
Okay.
I want to see the squirrel since it's already been mentioned in the teaser. That's not from the movie though.
That's not from the movie yet.
I'm kind of just trying to think as I go. I mean, there aren't many things from this movie that I think should be brought over because I think this show is going to be more grounded. Like, I don't want to see Parallax in the show. I wouldn't mind seeing a Yellow Lantern, but if we do, I kind of don't. I want it to be like a it's teased at, or like maybe we see it at the very end.
I think the fact that the main villain is more than likely Parallax, I think it's inevitable we get at least a Sinestro Yellow Lantern.
Yeah, bro. Anti-Monitor Yellow Lantern. Let's go.
God damn, bro. Okay. Because there aren't really many things we want to be brought over, because I kind of agree with you. The flight mechanics are pretty much the only really thing that I want to be brought over, which I don't even think is going to happen anyways. What are the things you want them to look at from this movie and say, don't repeat this mistake?
Parallax.
Other than Parallax.
Okay.
I guess, yeah.
Parallax, the weird thing...
Because this thing, you could do Parallax way better than what they did here.
Yeah, you could. Well, because it's a show format, which I think this would do better for Parallax. But like at the same time, that's
so I have more hope for Parallax in the show than I would have.
But I also just wouldn't want to see him until season 2, or maybe that's a Justice League thing that they end up making. Because I mean, Justice League. What are your main Justice League villains? Doomsday, Darkseid, and then kind of Brainiac. But you already know you're doing Brainiac for a Superman movie.
Well, the second Superman movie, Man of Tomorrow, might be a pseudo Justice League thing. Well, because we have Hawk Girl, we have Jon Stewart is going to be in this movie. It's been confirmed.
Mm-hmm.
It's been confirmed. So Jon Stewart's going to be in there. Hawk Girl's going to be in there. We've kind of gotten hints that they're going to have their own little romantic thing like they had in Justice League, like the animated show. Obviously, Superman will be in there. Mm-hmm. And it's assumed the rest of the Justice Gang will be there. So, like,
I don't know.
Mr. Terrific.
I kind of don't consider it a Justice League movie if you don't have at least the Trinity.
I'm not saying it's going to be a Justice League movie. I think that's why they're not calling it that. But, like, I think it might be, like, you might start seeing the first seeds of the Justice League in this movie. Because you're going to have 3 of the main guys. You're going to have John, you're going to have Superman, you're going to have Hawkgirl.
Yeah. And we'll just go to a universe perspective at this point. Things I would definitely want to see done with lanterns in this universe. Just the different lanterns. I want to see Guy Gardner Red Lantern at some point. Because he is a Red Lantern in the comics. And I would like to see that, because then you could do a fucking Atrocitus Guy Gardner. I think, actually...
I'm sorry to clear off. Would you want to see his character fleshed out more in this show?
I would want to see him character fleshed out more in the show, but at the same time...
But do you think they could convincingly do it and make it good without getting in the way of other shit?
I think you can, because Guy Gardner doesn't have a lot of a character to be fleshed out.
He does.
He does. He has a good character, but, like, compared to the other ones, like...
He does... But his story and like his lore is not out there as much.
Okay, here's my thing. What if instead of zombies, what if we got one of our main major events of the Justice League be a Red Lantern event, where Guy Gardner becomes a Red Lantern, Supergirl, because she does in some comics become a Red Lantern.
I wouldn't want Supergirl to, like, knowing that. Have you read Woman of Tomorrow or no?
No, but I know what happened. You told me what happens, obviously.
With the way that comic ends and like the way that storyline goes, I would not want to see her become a Red Lantern.
Yeah, but here's my thing: is the Red Lantern process. The only ones that like willingly became a Red Lantern are Atrocitus and his like main girl. I think everyone else he kind of forces into becoming a Red Lantern. Or I
still don't think it would be good to have Supergirl be forced to be a Red Lantern.
Or they get in the desperate state.
I don't think there's anything that would have Supergirl become a Red Lantern, really.
I think I don't remember the comic line, but I remember like looking into it, and it was actually pretty good in the comic line. And I think
the comic line is also that's like the build up to that comic line is not the same build up you're gonna get in the live action.
No, it's not. But I was saying I think it could be an interesting thing to do down the line, because obviously DC like doesn't. I
don't want to see that.
DC
I would rather see,
because we already agreed we want to avoid the Injustice Civil War storylines.
Yeah.
But so
I think that would also kind of lead to that as well.
Yeah, no, but it wouldn't lead to that, but it would lead to a large war type thing, which I do want to see.
I don't know.
Like,
I see what you mean with the Red Lanterns. I don't want it to be Supergirl though.
I think you should take one of the notable members, and if Supergirl was already a Red Lantern in the comics, I think it makes sense. I think Guy definitely should be. I'll say Guy.
I would be way on board with Guy. I'm not on board with Supergirl. Not in this version.
I would have to see
if they were adapting a different type of Supergirl, a different type of comic line for her solo movie. I think I'd be more open to it. With the way that her solo movie is supposed to go, based off of the comic that it's based on, I do not want to see her. She should not willingly chose to be a Red Lantern, and at that point of her story, she should not be able to be forced to become a Red Lantern.
No, but like I think it would be interesting. I think having because I do want to see at some point 2 Kryptonians fight. Whether it's Superman versus... I mean, Bizarro is not really a Kryptonian. But, like, I want to see 2 Kryptonian-esque characters fight.
I think we will. I think eventually we'll get Zod.
Probably.
I think if we don't get Zod, we'll get another Kryptonian threat. But I think eventually we will.
Yeah,
I'm not really worried about that.
But I feel like the emotional.
I wouldn't want to make Supergirl a Red Lantern just to get that.
No, but I feel like that does offer emotional points of fucking, because especially Cornswhite could deliver that, dude, of like trying to fight Clark and not trying to hurt her.
I think Cornswhite could, but I'm thinking about it from like a writing perspective. I don't like that creative decision if they were to do it.
I think there is a way to do it beyond this movie. You would just have to have her go through some like crazy event, like Crypto and like someone else that she's really close with dying or something like that.
But that's like, I don't want to spoil anything for the movie for like people who haven't read the comic, but like, she wouldn't know. No,
Okay.
that's just that doesn't happen.
Like I would because I'm thinking long-term scale. Let's go with like an MCU thing. There was obviously 5 Avengers movies, but technically 4. There was 4.
Well, no, there's Avengers 1, Age of
Ultron.
Ultron, Infinity War, Endgame, and
And,
Civil War is basically an Avengers movie.
Yeah, so we'll say 5, and then you have to pick the large-scale threats. So Loki with the army and the time zone, large-scale threat.
Oh, okay. To answer, what do we consider Man of Tomorrow the Civil War of this universe?
That's what I was thinking about bringing up. It depends what they do with everyone else. Like if it's just Jon Stewart and Guy Gardner are kind of there, but they're not in the movie, and it's almost all Superman and Lex, and we barely see anyone else, I wouldn't.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, I don't know if that would be true because that's what people thought it would be with the Justice Gang. The Justice Gang did a lot of stuff in that movie.
Yeah, no, and I like that. I actually really liked what they did in that movie.
Yeah.
But my thing is, I'm thinking long term here, assuming they follow a similar format and have multiple big fucking group movies and all of this, you have to think, okay, obviously we're getting a Dark Side. That's probably going to be the last thing we get, though, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, I don't think they're building up to Dark Side. I think they're probably building
Or
up
no,
to,
didn't
like,
James Gunn say he didn't want to do Dark Side because Snyder
Yeah.
did it? Yeah, so if they do Dark Side, it'll
we're
be
not
a
gonna get
long-
Dark Side for a very long time.
It'll be probably 15 years before we get Dark Side.
Yeah.
But like, then you have to think, okay, Doomsday, yeah, you can throw him in there, but he's also.
Doomsday will probably be.
I would say Doomsday's more of a Superman villain than I mean, obviously you could throw him in. You
Yeah.
could do the Yellow Lantern army. Like I brought this up to you.
But
in a
here's the,
comment.
but that's the thing is like, the way I see it for Doomsday is that like I think they might do like an Age of Ultron thing where it's like Ultron was never an Avengers villain.
Yeah.
He was never even a Tony Stark villain, but they gave him a Tony Stark.
He was an Ant-Man villain.
Exactly. They gave him a Tony Stark and they made him kind of an Avengers level threat. So I think that's what they might do with
Well,
Doomsday.
because Ultron is an Avengers level threat in the comics.
Yeah, and Doomsday could be a Justice League level threat in the.
Well, Doomsday is a Justice League level threat.
That's
in
what
the
I'm
comics.
saying.
He just normally ends up being Superman. I mean, you could do the Bizarro League, which has the Bizarro, the Supergirl Bizarro, the Flash Bizarro. I think there's a Batman Bizarro as well.
I don't know about that. I don't know if I'd want to see that.
But
For
it's
like
like-
a big bad of the universe now.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. You kind of have to think because they're not gonna obviously copy the MCU, but you're taking pretty much the perfect format up until Phase 3. I think Phase 3 is Endgame, right?
Phase 3 is the end of Infinity Saga. Yes.
Yes. So the first 3 phases, and then you want to improve upon it with yourself, which means you need to have multiple big bads along the way. Obviously, we already know Brainiac's coming in.
I think Brainiac is a really good decision. I like Brainiac.
Yeah, Brainiac is a really good decision. I just worry about him being this early.
I'm not worried about him being this early. I'm worried about can you balance a villain like Brainiac while doing a Superman and Lex team up, while having the Justice Gang, while having Jon Stewart, and while having Maximus supposed to be in this movie as well. And like,
I don't know. I mean,
that's a lot of stuff you gotta do justice to in
do you
one
think
movie.
we get a Pantheon as like a Justice League villain? Like Ares be like a whole Justice League villain thing?
God, I don't think so. No way.
Or maybe it's like Ares teamed up with Hades or something like that.
No way, man. I think
Maybe
they're probably gonna build up
Do you
to
think they'll- do you think
Anti-Monitor,
they'll do
if I had to guess.
Anti-Monitor. Do you think they'll do like a League of Villains thing where it's like Reverse Flash, Lex Luthor?
Do I think they'll do that? I don't know because I don't know if that's the direction that
I think
Lex's character is headed.
I think Joker's character is in that sometimes.
Oh, you're talking about the Absolute Universe?
The absolute, like the no, I'm talking about just like the, because there's like those comic lines where there's the reverse. Obviously, they did it in CW. Where Reverse Flash teamed up with.
So you're thinking it might just be like a big villain team up.
It might be like that, yeah. They might just take the biggest, like some of the biggest villains from all these heroes and team
I mean, what would it be? That would be obviously like what Sinestro,
Reverse
Yellow
Flash.
Lantern, Sinestro, Reverse Flash. What maybe like Doomsday probably,
I don't know if Doomsday.
or Doomsday or Lex.
Doomsday's too. It would be Lex. Doomsday's too
Lex,
much
Joker.
Joker probably would be on there, and then you would take what?
Maybe Cheetah. Yeah,
Cheetah?
probably Cheetah.
And then
I
what,
don't
throw
think
Black Manta on there for fun.
Black Manta, no, because I don't think they're gonna put Aquaman in the Justice League in this universe.
Oh really?
I don't think they will.
So I'm not getting the hook hand.
I don't think. I know. I think he'll probably be in the universe. I don't know if we're gonna get him in the Justice League though, because I think their lineup will probably be 7 people, and the 2 females are gonna be Hawkgirl and Wonder Woman. And I think other than that, you're gonna get John Stewart, Green Lantern.
I do think
Superman, Flash, Batman, and who's the 7th one?
I think they're gonna.
Martian Manhunter.
I think they're gonna end up doing 3 girls because I think
Who
I think they're bringing Black Canary. They're gonna do the Black Canary and Green Arrow thing.
I don't think
there's no way they don't. That's such a good dynamic.
I think they will. I don't think it's gonna be like a main Justice League thing though. I think they'll probably do it. I think they might do it. I just don't think they'll do it. Like I think it might be like a Green Lantern or not Green Lantern. Green Arrow will get like his own little project, and then you'll get Black Canary there, and then you'll have him doing a team up with the Justice League at one point maybe. But like a big crossover event maybe. I don't see Green Arrow being a Justice League member. I think the lineup is going to be the 2 girls, right? With Martian Manhunter and Superman, Batman, Flash, Green Lantern.
I think they will do 3 girls just to balance it a bit more.
Well, I don't think so. I think they'll probably just leave it with 2 girls.
I don't know. I think they're in favor of 3 because I honestly didn't think they would do Hawkgirl until we saw it in the Superman movie. They were going to do Hawkgirl.
Yeah, but so I'm saying I feel like with Hawkgirl,
because you do Hawkgirl, it's like Hawkman at some point.
No, they're gonna do her and John.
Well, we don't know that for sure yet.
It's very heavily hinted, and like a lot of the fucking shit we've seen in the DCU so far has been based off of the Justice League Unlimited cartoon, and that was like the main thing.
Yeah, but in that cartoon, Hawkman shows up.
But that's not the main thing for her though. The main thing for her has always been Jon Stewart. For that version of Hawkgirl, it's always been Jon Stewart. Because that's the thing. There's 2 different versions of Hawkgirl. This version of Hawkgirl is not the one who gets with Hawkman.
Well, they're aren't they like prehistoric, and they were.
Yeah, that's not this version of Hawkgirl.
No,
there's 2 different versions of Hawkgirl. This version of Hawkgirl gets with Green Lantern. Sure. It's the older one that's the prehistoric one that gets with Hawkman.
Okay. Ignoring that, we kind of diverted it off what we were talking about way too much. But yeah, that's kind of what I would go with. I mean, I would want to I personally love the concept of the lanterns, of the capturing emotions and all of that. Even though I do think it gets a little iffy at times that people can just make energy cores like that. Like Abin Sur is the originator of the Indigo Rings. And it's like his son is like the head of it. I don't know. It gets weird sometimes. But like I want to see Larfleeze at some point, just because that's Larfleeze is he like regularly kills Green Lanterns when they come close to his planet.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I have hope for the series still. I'm waiting to see an actual trailer because again, people are kind of forgetting this is only a teaser, right? So this is not an actual full-on trailer yet. So the way I think about it is like, okay, I want to see the full trailer. When the full trailer comes out, I feel like I'll be ready to actually give more detailed thoughts on this. So far, my thoughts are, I don't know if they'll be able to balance everything properly and do justice to everything. Especially because with all the stuff they have involved, it's rumored, right? Sinestro, Atrocitus, all the Lantern Corps, Hal becoming Parallax itself, Hal and John's dynamic. Supposedly we're getting flashback scenes for both of those characters, all that stuff. That's a lot to deal with, right? On top of assuming the murder of I'm assuming Alan Scott. That's a lot of stuff you gotta balance in 8 episodes.
Do you really think they introduced Carol here?
I don't know if they don't. I think they'll
introduce
introduce her in a way that Hal will definitely talk about her.
Yeah, because if they don't introduce her, I don't know how they would do her. Because if she doesn't get introduced in this season, because it's very presumable that Hal is not going to be a thing anymore. Because there's only one ring, from what we've seen.
From what we've seen so far, yes.
Yes, so it's like if you don't introduce her in this season, you're just never doing the Pink Lantern, which that's not the worst thing, I guess. But it's like you're not giving yourself that option, at least.
Yeah, listen, I think I have hopes for the show. My worries are whether or not it's kind of going to handle the things it needs to handle well enough, because there's a lot of stuff you have to handle, and we know that the show will at least start from a grounded perspective. So my worry is, can you scale up properly throughout those 8 episodes?
Yeah, pace it
properly throughout those 8 episodes. Now that I've kind of rewatched this movie again, I understand a little bit more why they didn't go off the rip everything space.
Yeah.
Because obviously the reason why this is not a movie is because the last time Green Lantern got a movie, it was this bad, right? So they kind of want to soft launch the general public Green Lantern again.
Yeah.
So I understand why they're making it a TV show, why they're kind of starting with this more grounded approach and probably planning to scale up as the episodes go on. I just think that's also a risk. I think that's a risk in terms of, like, can you do it properly? Can you, like, do these characters justice? Do this entire mythos justice? Because it seems like you're kind of touching on a lot of things here, right? We're supposedly going to get all the different Lantern Corps. We're going to get Sinestro. We're going to get Atrocitus. We might get Parallax. We're probably going to get the death of, like, Alan Scott. We're going to get, obviously, the passing of the torch between Hal and John. Guy Gardner is going to be in this show. There's a lot of stuff you have to touch on top of the fact that, like, you're starting off investigating a murder in, like, Ohio or some shit. And then you have to build up from that to build up to fighting Parallax and going in space and meeting the Guardians and doing all of this.
Yeah.
It's like, can you do that properly? I don't know.
Yeah. And this is just my final point since we brought it up. Is it's like, I really do want to see other Lantern Corps that aren't just red and yellow or green and yellow. Like, we're definitely gonna get red. But, like, my thing is, bro, I want to see the pink Lanterns just because, bro, you have to also think about this is, like, we're like, obviously, people of all ages are gonna watch this. But how do you think, like, a 7-year-old girl would feel seeing, like, the pink Lanterns on the screen? Like, it's like, I think that's just a good cultural thing that's never been done before. I think it was done in the animated show, right? No.
Which one? Which animated show?
What? Infinite?
Justice League Unlimited? That one?
Was it? I don't remember.
Are you asking if it's been done in that show?
Yeah, I'm asking.
No, it hasn't been done in that show.
Because if it hasn't been done there, I don't know if we've seen a Pink Lantern live action. Or not even
live action?
Or if we've seen a Pink Lantern in...
Animated, yes.
Animated?
I'm pretty sure it was in, like, that one Green Lantern animated show.
Oh, the old one. It's on Tubi now, probably.
Yeah, that one. But, yeah, I mean, I just think that, like, I'll ask you this, though. Because you keep on saying this season. Do you think this is a show that will get multiple seasons? Or do you think this is something that, like, it will be a one-season thing and then we just get Green Lantern, Jon Stewart movies after?
I think if Peacemaker got 2 seasons, this is going to get 2 seasons, at least. I don't know about more than 2 seasons, but I think it gets at least 2 seasons.
Well, because here's the thing with Peacemaker. You could make an argument that, okay, because it was such a good show that it got a season 2. But you could also make the argument that Peacemaker was never going to be big enough to get his own solo movie anyways. My question is, can Jon Stewart, after this one season, be like, we're not doing a Lantern season 2, we're just going to give Jon his own solo movie, and that's where we might see it.
My thing with Lanterns is, Lanterns have by far the biggest scale of anything in that universe. Doing that in movies is hard, because you need a run.
Yes, but it might not be as difficult if you have an 8-episode show to come before
but I'm saying,
to set everything up.
Yeah, but you're only going to be able to set up so much. Like, even if they perfectly set up Parallax, then you still have to set up Atrocitus, presumably give him a background so he's actually a compelling villain, which his background in the comics is pretty good. You still have to set up maybe the Blue Lantern Corps, maybe Larfleeze if you do that, maybe the Indigo Corps, maybe
Yes, but I'm saying, but here's my question though. We're talking about Larfleeze, we're talking about Atrocitus, we're talking about the Pink Lanterns, right? Who are supposed to be all these, like, antagonistic figures in the Green Lantern mythos, right?
Yes.
So, my question is, could you not just give those villains, like, maybe tease at them, set them up in a small ways in this show, and then give those villains in a solo movie to Jon, and have those villains be built up in those movies?
You could only do that and have it be done. Like, you could maybe do it with Larfleeze and maybe with the Pink Lanterns, though the Pink Lanterns probably should not be the only villain of a movie. But Atrocitus should definitely have more build-up than just a few hints in a movie. Like, if he's heavily hinted in the entirety of this first season, and they, like, kind of talk about him.
I'll ask you this then. Main villain of this show is Parallax, but they heavily hint at Atrocitus. After this show ends, you get a Jon Stewart solo movie, main villain, Atrocitus.
Like, that could be decent. But I think it should just get a second season. Like, I think you should just do 2 seasons of this. Have this be your first, like obviously Peacemaker, Creature Commandos, but have this be your first just really big show of your DCU.
Yeah, but then again, it's also like, dude, a character that big, with a mythos that big, with a budget that's probably going to have to be very big once you actually get into all that, I think it deserves a movie.
I think
it deserves solo movies.
Because there's going to be so many solo movies going around. I think a show is fine for Green Lantern. I think a show is fine.
I think you need to get... I think this show is just trying to set up... Because I'm thinking from like a business perspective, this show is probably setting up Green Lantern to become a movie character again.
Maybe, but like...
But you got to think about it, a character... This is one of the main, like, undisputable members of the Justice League. This is a guy who needs solo movies.
But like, what's the like? You could do a show just as well as you could do a solo movie.
In terms of quality, yes. But think about it from like a Warner Brothers perspective. You can't do an entire 2 or 3 phases of the DCU without a Green Lantern solo movie.
You can though if you just substitute it for a 2-season show. A 2-season show is just
but you're not. You're thinking about it from like a fan perspective.
I'm not thinking of it in a fan perspective. I'm thinking of it like, dude, what's the difference between a solo movie and a show? A 2-season show, you're getting more of the character. You're getting more of the character. Yes, you're thinking about it from a writing perspective, a fan perspective. I'm talking about strictly from the money, bro. Look at the money. What generates more money, a movie or a show? A movie. A big blockbuster movie. Yes. A movie with Green Lantern as Jon Stewart built up from this show, which I think is probably the direction they're going to go with, and have him be the main Green Lantern. He's going to pop up. We already know he's going to make a live-action appearance in Man of Tomorrow. So after already having his own 8-episode show, being in Man of Tomorrow, that sets him up perfectly for a solo movie. That's the way they're thinking, bro. They're not thinking, if it gets to season 2, I think that will do more damage in the long run. I don't agree with that at all.
In terms of, like, what we end up seeing from the character after season 2.
Maybe, but there's so many directions you can go with Green Lantern in general.
Yes, I'm
with
saying
every single Green
that you
Lantern.
could explore in the solo movies.
I don't think he should get a series of solo movies when you're giving a series of solo movies to every other member of the Justice League.
Okay. You're not going to give a series of solo movies to Martian Manhunter. You're not going to give one to Hawkgirl.
Okay, but Superman's getting at least 4.
Okay.
Batman's getting at least 3, probably 4. Wonder Woman's getting at least 2, probably.
Okay. But, like...
Flash is probably getting at least 2, if not 3, because they're going
to... But you don't think Green Lantern is on that level to get those?
I think he is, but I think then you're just cluttering that. Like, I think that there's a variety perspective as well, and shows can make as much as movies. Movies in general make more because of theater sales. But like,
I'm saying
what
they're
made
not,
more,
bro.
the Superman movie or Game of Thrones?
Bro, probably Game of Thrones has 8 seasons though.
What made more, that or Breaking Bad? That's like 4. That's 4 seasons.
Breaking Bad is not 4 seasons.
It's 5 seasons.
Breaking Bad is like I think 6.
I don't even think it's that many. Better Call Saul is 2 seasons. It probably made more than the.
Better Call Saul is not 2 seasons. That's 6 seasons.
Is it 6? I thought
yes.
it was 2.
No, that's 6 seasons. So is Breaking Bad. They're both 6 seasons.
I'm not sure.
So I'm saying, you like in order to get up to the same level, you gotta fucking make a bunch. They're not gonna make that many seasons. My point is, I can almost guarantee you that I'd be shocked if they made a Lantern season 2 instead of giving him a solo movie.
Maybe I would prefer.
I would be shocked. I would be shocked. I'd be shocked.
I don't know. I think a season 2 would be better for Green Lantern specifically, but I don't know. That's probably all we got today.
Yeah, but we'll leave that episode there. We hope you guys enjoyed the entire Green Lantern episode. If you guys agree that it will be a season 2 or a solo movie, let us know. And yeah, we'll see you next week where we will start reviewing. We don't know yet, actually. Let me not say anything in case we change it. But
we're not changing it. We already bought the tickets.
Oh, I know. Yeah, because I'm stupid. Next week we're doing Project Hail Mary, which supposedly we'll get the Brand New Day trailer before that. Supposedly we'll also get the Dune 3 trailer before that. So we might talk about those trailers as well. That'll be next week, but we'll see you guys then.